mostly ups, but we'll take downs with them too. So it'll be a great day. Our committee with Chairman Diane Casper put a great program together, so they'll have a lot of entertainment over the weekend. We had our workers, if they're all here. Jeff Codwell, I guess that's still polishing the truck, I guess, with a brake today. So, and Jake is up there playing in the band, so he can't be down here tonight. But they did a lot of work from Mike Crawford, and so they put a lot of this together. They worked a couple of days. Then Diane's committee. Diane, why don't you introduce your committee?
I knew he was going to do that. On my committee, I have Tammy O'Connell. I have Karen Fetter, Mark Hall, Vicki Culver. I think that's it. I don't think that's it.
They put a great program together, so enjoy the weekend. At this time, I'd like to say a little prayer. It's great. I know our former residents and past council people, I think are looking down with a big smile on their face tonight, the way this thing is going on, the way Lewis Run has developed in the last 100 years. They laid the foundation for what we are today. We're grateful to them. So remember them in your prayers. And also, being a veteran, remember your veterans in your prayers, especially the ones we have overseas, which they shouldn't be over there in the first place. And so all the veterans from Lewis Run, stand up. All the veterans, please stand up. An amazing thing, the other day we ran across an article. This small borough during World War II, put 133 people in service. 9 of them gave the supreme sacrifice. So we owe I don't know about the Korean War, but those are the statistics from World War II. 133 out of a borough which was roughly a little over 500 people. So we've had a good showing in World War II. If there's a time for peace, let it be now. If there's a time for consolation, may it be today. If there's a time to remember and reflect with love, may it be always. Thank you. Thank you, Esther.
Thanks, Frank. Your prayer will serve as the invocation, even though we didn't do it right at the beginning. We've already heard or seen some of these people, but let me announce we, of course, have President Frank Langenese and Vice President Herb Schwartz. Please. Council members Diane D. Casper, Vince Montecalvo, there he is, and Steve Falcone, who may be occupied otherwise. You know, about 15 years ago, someone asked me, what's going to happen out of Lewis Run when Frank and Abby are gone? I said, what are you talking about? They're not going anywhere. Well, they haven't gone anywhere yet. They're still here. Probably the longest serving 2 members of a borough, I imagine, in the state, because between the 2 of them, if the figures I have are correct, I think they've served a total of about 111 years. It's 52 and 54. Big hand for that. I now have the pleasure of introducing to you 2 beautiful people. The King and Queen of this festival, Anthony Falcone and Virginia Frigo. Longtime residents of Lewis Run, and two wonderful people. I have the pleasure to know both of them. Virginia and I, we're pretty close friends. We probably wish we could be closer. She got a few years on me, but that's all right. But don't they look beautiful? They must have coordinated their colors. Look at how nice they look together. Okay, I don't think you really want to hear any speeches. I don't imagine, and I didn't come prepared to give a speech. But I do feel an affinity for Lewis Run. Never been a resident. I had a lot of relatives here. You know, all those Pantuzos who live right down the road here? They were all relatives on my mother's side. And when I was a young boy, we always used to have to come out and visit, well, at least every 3 or 4 weeks. And we'd start with the old Alessio in the first house. And then there was John and Louie and Andy. So we used to visit all of them. That was a requirement. Of course, that's what you did in those days. You know, you didn't have TV, you didn't have all this other stuff, and you'd go visit family, and usually on Sunday. But my family almost started here because my great-grandfather ran a lumber camp at Droney, just about a mile up the valley here. And that, in fact, is where my mother was born. Like you read in the article that so many of the people, the early ones, came here and they would bring over other members of their family because there were jobs for them. Well, that happened with my mother's family. Her grandfather was running a lumber camp. His oldest daughter got married in the old country, and she came over with her husband so that he could work for his father-in-law in the lumber camp. Well, my mother, she just made it. She was born 4 months later at Droney in the lumber camp. So I told her, I thought you were pretty unique, you know. You were conceived in the old world in the last century, and you were born in the new world in the new century, March of 1900. So I've always had a good feeling for Lewis Run, and I've known a good many of the people here. Wonderful people, hard-working, generous. You know, it's pretty special to live in a community like this. You know, it's a safe haven. It's been, I'm sure, a great place to live, to raise your children. You know most everybody, and you know, if you need help, it's probably next door or right around the corner. Bradford's a bigger version of that, but there's something special about a community this size. And you have to give great credit to what's been done here. If the other communities in this county had been able to do as much with bringing industry and jobs to their communities as Lewis Run has, wow, it would really be something, because you've done a fantastic job. All the people who represented you, and of course the people that work in those jobs. So it's good, hearty stock here, and let's hope it, well, we probably won't see it in 100 years from now, but anyway, let's hope your children do. And now I'd like to introduce County Commissioner Al Pingy.
Joyous occasion. I spent the afternoon a little bit with Frank and Abby and Sam Langenes. I wanted to recap some of the names and some of the nicknames of the families and the members around the area. And I'll just go over some of these because I think some of you probably live in the houses or still live in the houses that these people lived in. And if you recognize these names, you've probably been here a while. Start out first coming from the High Street side: Bagnato, Pantuso, Brennan, Booth, Benedict, Gilmore, Curcio, Brillo, Monago, Manning, Basilio, Tompkins, Piscatelli, Wozer, McDonald, Franco, Benedict, Montecavo, Pingy, Sweely, Torrey, Fair, McDonald, McFarland, Zamberlin, Vinca, Barassi, Susie's, Frigo, Leon, Marzuko, Onufur, Delmonico, Vigilati, Sullivan, Costanzo, Ross, Dudick, Dorguzzi, Langenes, Schiappa, Martin, Howard, Case, Falcone, Calcagno, Hamrick, Teller, Sankner, Zandy, Reese, Edrich, Atkinson, and Rose. Are there any of those people that are still living in here? Are there any of the people living in those homes? Oh, that's not good. One other thing that I gathered I thought would be informational to everyone if you have relatives here, and I do see some residents, and you'll probably recognize some of these nicknames too. Chico, Cy, Cubby, Tweet, Red Dino, Dodo, Peppy, Zippy, Baston, Odds, Friday, Clown, Maroc, Jumbo, Lefty, Matt, Geist, Tricks, Phoebes, Ben, JB, RB, Smokey Joe, Muddy Waters, Little Man, Grim Rose, Prince, Big Home, Big Joe, Little Joe, and Lucky Louie. How many of those people here? I see Prince, but
How about 2 cents?
2 cents. Yeah, I did forget that one. Oh, I have a couple more here too. Abby, Harp, Slice, Nard, Lanky, Buck, Cutta, Songer, Hanky, and Beaver. Okay.
Come on now.
Pardon me?
Scatterbrain.
Oh, I missed that one.
Scatterbrain. Ross.
Okay, Frank asked me to just talk a little bit about my growing up in Lewis Run. And what came to mind was that the unity and the harmony and the kindness in this community. I would come in from the back road and there wasn't anyone that never spoke. The porches were filled, people always spoke, they waved, and if they knew you played sports, and they always came to watch you. This community has so much togetherness, and I hope it's still here. It's also had a lot of different things that it offers. We had the school, which is where the Abbey is. We had churches, post office across the street, the jewelry and coin shop with a pool room, which was Monaco's. It was up around the corner. Bev and Ronnie probably remember that. Vince and Gloria. Number of grocery stores. Sam told me there was 7, but I remember 3. We had the 2 ball fields, which is the Little League field, and we had the Babe Ruth McKean Elk field behind where McCourt is. 2 or 3 filling stations, the fire department, reception hall, barber shops. You had swimming, you had horseback riding, you had train depot, which I wasn't sure where that was at. And also, we had a lot of in-town employment, which was the brick company. So that employed a lot of people, and that kept everybody working. Remember, this was a poor community. There weren't oil people that I'm aware of in this area. They were mostly people, hard-working people that put in gardens and worked the brickyard and did manual labor.